has he done to me? Can't turn into love, no. The rose petals were all in the air. Just might need that fire truck to come and get me. Need water, 'cause this boy is fire. Has got a hold of me. Can't say I don't want him 'cause he really put it on me in a way that I don't know if I'm going up from here. Water, 'cause this boy is fire. Has got a hold of me. Feeling nothing over from the party, put it on me, not just physically but mentally. I'm gonna let on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please take your seats so we can start Congress.
Drive 'em loco, but that's just the way you make a mama's hips go. Just can't turn into love, no. The rose petals were all in the air. Just might need that fire truck to come and get me. Need water, 'cause this boy is fire. Has got a hold of me. Can't say I don't want him 'cause they really put it on me in a way that I don't know if I'm going up from here. Need water, 'cause this boy is fire. Has got a hold of me. Feeling nothing over from the party, put it on me, not just physically but mentally. I'm gonna let on me.
Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the second day of the Congress. First of all, I would like to invite Mr. Horacio de la Vega, Chair of the World Championships Organizing Committee and the Minister of Sports in Mexico City, for his welcoming speech. Please, Mr. Horacio.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for your welcome, Dr. Gugur, President of the World Archery Federation. I would like to give you all a warm welcome on behalf of my boss, the Mexico City Mayor, Dr. Miguel Ángel Mancera. I would like to say that it's been a long journey since we start promoting and hosting archery events in Mexico City. Since 2013 and 14, we hosted two events that we actually invented. We call them Mexican Challenge. Afterwards, as you know, we hosted the 2015 World Cup final here in Mexico City in Zocalo Square. Since 2013, we have a real challenge to change Mexico City as a true sports capital. I can be proud to tell you that right now we host at least 35 international events per year. From 2013 until now, we have hosted at least one event with more than 20 international federations, besides hosting important events like Formula One, NFL, NBA games, Major League Baseball, PGA tournaments, UFC, and so on and so forth. Each and every important international events we have hosted in Mexico City, giving us an economic impact of more than $1 billion per year. One of the important things that we have struggled in the recent days, as you know, is the earthquake that we have in Mexico City. We have canceled and we have postponed a lot of events, not only in sporting events, but from many concerts and all other things that we have had in Mexico City. And this earthquake, as you know, it affected more than 10,000 buildings and houses, losing a lot of people. Thousands of lives have been lost. And we, in our sport, transform more than 20 sporting venues in shelters. And as we speak right now, are living more than 2,000 people over there. It's been very difficult, but we have to overcome this eventuality. And we have many discussions with Dr. Ruger, with Tom Dillon, with Chris Marsh, and all the teams. And I really, really appreciate the trust that you have given us. And right now, we're still here. We stand still. And I'm happy to have this opportunity to be with you, and hope that you have a great stay in Mexico City in the following days. I would like to appreciate the gesture that Dr. Ugur has to Mexico City, developing this initiative of Arrows for Hope and donating an amount of money for the reconstruction of our city. Thank you, Dr. Ugur, for all your kindness. And finally, I would say that I like for each and every one of you to be welcome in our city and to have a great World Championship here in Mexico City 2017. Hope to see you in the qualifiers and hope to see you in the finals. Thanks again to you all. Thank you.
My dear friends, as the World Archery, we thank Mr. Horacio de la Vega very much for his great effort in this really very difficult time in Mexico City for making possible our championships. Thank you very much again for your great effort. Now I give the floor to our Secretary General for a roll call.
Okay, to save some time, I will base myself on yesterday, but if at the end of the roll call someone hasn't been mentioned in the list, I'll ask you to inform me. Argentina, Armenia, proxy as far as I know, yes. Australia, Bahamas, Barbados, Belgium, Bhutan, Belarus, I think is a proxy. Okay. Brazil, Canada, Chile, China, Democratic Republic of Congo, Colombia, Costa Rica, Croatia, Cuba, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Djibouti, Egypt, El Salvador, Spain, Estonia, Finland, France, yes, Ferrer, Archery, Georgia, yes, Germany, Greece, yes, Guatemala, Honduras, Hungary, Iran, Ireland, Iceland, Virgin Islands, Italy, British Virgin Islands, Japan, not here, no? Yes? Don't see them. Is Japan here or not? Here. Yes. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Yuko. Kazakhstan, Kenya, Kyrgyz Republic, no, they're not here. Kiribati, Kiribati? No? Ah, proxy to Australia. Australia, okay. Korea. Yes. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Here, Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Here.
Latvia. Lithuania. Lithuania. Yes. Luxembourg. Malaysia. Malaysia, no. Moldova. Mexico. Mauritius. Namibia. Netherlands. Yes. Nigeria. Nigeria, no. Norway. Panama. Paraguay. Philippines. Poland. Portugal. Puerto Rico. Romania. South Africa. Russian Federation. Slovenia. Switzerland. Sweden. Tajikistan. Chinese Taipei. Trinidad and Tobago. Turkey. United Arab Emirates. Uganda. Ukraine. Uruguay. USA. Uzbekistan. Venezuela. How much? Three missing. I seem to have three missing. Is there anyone I forgot to call? Any of the proxies? Trinidad and Tobago, which? Guyana, one moment. Which one? Okay, Dominican Republic, one moment. These were the ones that were missing at the start of the Congress yesterday. And one more should be missing, yes? Ecuador. I love it when the numbers match. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you, Tom. Now we move on an important part of the agenda and Congress, elections. First test vote, I think. I give the floor to our Secretary General for all the block elections, and I move out.
Okay. We try to do it as quickly as possible. Don't get worried. Okay, so we're going to do a test vote first. So can we have a test vote being put up on the screens? And it's a very simple question. Do you want to qualify your country for Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games? Yes, no, or abstain? The vote is open. I have 66 people, no, 69 people that have voted. Is anybody having an issue? If so, raise your hand. I'm at 75, 76. Has anybody got an issue? Please raise your hand now. Okay. No, can you check? Yes. Anyone has an issue? We had 76. Okay, all okay? An issue there with Georgia. 77. Okay, so I'm going to close the vote. The vote is closed. If we can have the results on the screen. And surprise, surprise, 78 wanted to go to Tokyo. There is 1 who has abstained and 4 who didn't vote. So there will be a tough competition for the Tokyo Olympic Games. Now we're going to do a second test vote, which is a multiple choice, which will be for all the elections except for the president. So I'm going to ask that that voting topic is going to be put on the screen, and they will surprise me as well as you on what they will vote on. So what can we have as vote for multiple choice? Okay, we'll have it on the screen in a second. Aha! Which are your preferred colors on a full outdoor target face? So after we learned yesterday that yellow was the inner, now we have to decide what is your preferred color, and you have 2 choices. So out of the 5, you have to choose 0, 1, or 2. You try to vote for 3, the system will tell you that you have to remove a choice. Okay? Vote open. We had 75. If anybody has an issue to vote? All seems to be okay. 79. 80. Okay, unless someone raises his hand now, I'm going to close the vote. The vote is closed. So we'll see if the ones that wanted to go to Tokyo actually also think you should shoot in the yellow and the red, which seems to be the case. So the ones that have shot prefer the white and the black, I'm afraid practice won't be necessary if you want to reach the Tokyo goal. Okay, all jokes apart, do you feel comfortable we go ahead with the election of the president? I think that is the case. The scrutineers are also happy. Yeah? Okay, good. So, we're going to elect a president. We have received by the two deadlines, the published deadline and the other deadline, one candidature, Professor Dr. Ur Erdener. So can we have the vote for the president on the screen? So you have three options: yes, no, abstain, or you can also decide not to vote. The vote is open. We had 74, 75. Does anybody have an issue? Yes, there seems to be an issue with Brazil? No? Yes, Brazil has an issue. To check. 76. Anyone else has an issue? Doesn't seem to be the case. 77. You move place. Can you move the flag then as well? $79. Does anybody have an issue or all have voted? Okay, then I'm going to declare the vote closed. Can we show the results, please? Our president is re-elected with 78 votes yes, 1 abstention. Can we ask him to come back in the room?
My dear friends, thank you very much for your trust in me again. Of course, always I will do my best for our great organization, World Archery. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. Now we go to the election of the Vice President. Before, I just want to make certain announcements. First of all, we ask you to not start congratulating all the people we elect, because we want to go as quickly as possible, and then you have the coffee break afterwards to do all the congratulations. If not, we'll spend a lot of time. The other thing is that we will have many cases where we have exactly the number of candidates for the number of positions to be elected. That does not mean that we do not hold an election, and that also means that that person needs to have the majority. In that particular case, where a majority would not be reached on a first round, a second round will be held, and in that case, in the second round, you still do not have the majority required, that position will remain vacant until the next Congress. You might ask yourself, is this possible? For the ones that were in the 2011 Congress, it is possible. Okay, having said that, can we have the vote for the vice presidents on the screen? There is 2 positions, so we ask you to put 0, 1, or 2 names. And the 2 candidates are Ms. Maria Emma Gaviria from Colombia and Mr. Sangwan Kosavinta of Thailand. I open the vote. We're at 73, 74. Does anybody has an issue? 79, 80. Unless someone raises his hand now, I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed. Okay, can we have the results on the screen, please? Mrs. Maria Emma Gaviria is elected with 72 votes and Mr. Sangwakov Zavinta with 64 votes. Congratulations to both. We're now going to go to the next election, which is the Executive Board. And can we have the votes on the screen? So here you have 4 people that are candidates. I will read them in a second. There is 3 positions. So you can select 0, 1, 2, or 3. And the names are in alphabetical order. Excuse me, Mr. Greg Easton, United States of America, Mr. Vladimir Esheev of the Russian Federation, Mr. Ala Eddin Gaber from Egypt, and Ms. Hilda Gibson from Great Britain. The vote is open. I'm at 72, 75, 76, 70. Does anybody have an issue? Yes? Anyone else? At 79, 80. Anyone else has an issue? Doc, can you give me an indication when the problem is solved? Okay, seems to be okay. 81, I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed. And have the result on the screen, please. Are elected with 64 votes, Mr. Vladimir Esheev, Mr. Greg Easton, and Mr. Ala Eddin Gaber. Congratulations. Okay, we're going to go to the next election. Can we have the vote on the screen, please? Okay, Medical and Sports Sciences Committee. We have 5 candidates for the 5 positions. So you can select up to 5 candidates. As I said, they need to have the majority to be elected. Mr. Martin Bauer from Germany, Mr. Carlos Hermes from Guatemala, Ms. Fiammetta Scarcella from Italy, Mr. Ahmed Shojai Baini from Islamic Republic of Iran, and Ms. Anne Smith of Canada. Can we open the vote, please? We had 67, 68, 70, 73, 75. Does anybody has an issue with the voting? Dean, is there an issue there? No? With 80, 81, anyone has an issue? All okay? I'm going to close the votes. The vote is closed. Results on the screen, please. And are elected all 5, Martin Bauer, Anne Smith, Carlos Hermes, Fiammetta Scarcella, and Mr. Shojai Baini from Islamic Republic of Iran. Congratulations to all. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one. Can we have the vote on the screen, please? Yep. Okay, para archery. Before we do these votes, I just want to explain that based on what we passed yesterday, I'm sorry, I have to go also back to the one before. Can you show the results of the one before first? Just to check. Because I forgot to say something on the one before. Can you show the results? Okay. So, we have to do a breaking of the tie on the one before, because based on what we passed yesterday, the first three are elected for 4 years, and the last two are elected for 2 years. However, Mr. Carlos Hermes and Ms. Fiammetta Scarcella are tied for the 4th position. So, we will have to do a shoot-off between Carlos Hermes and Fiammetta Scarcella to decide who is elected for 4 years and who is elected for 2 years. So, it was a little bit too quick. They're all elected, but we have to decide who is for 4 and who is for 2 years. So, and I have to give a little bit of time to the voting team. Brilliant. So, you have to make a decision between the two, only one position available, so you can decide 0 or 1, between Carlos Hermes and Fiammetta Scarcella. Both will be elected. We do not look for a majority. It's just to decide who is for 4 and who is for 2. Open the vote. Beginning at 77, 78, 79, 80. Anyone issue? 81. Okay, I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed. And it was a very close shoot-off. They had to measure. It's Carlos Hermes who is elected for 4 years and Fiammetta Scarcella for 2 years. Congratulations to both, because both are elected. Okay, so now we can come to the next one, and it's still the same. Para Archery Committee, the first 3 will be elected for 4 years, and the 2 others will be elected for 2 years. So in alphabetical order, Ms. Pippa Britton, Great Britain, Ms. Carol Hicks, New Zealand, Ms. Nancy Littke, Canada, Mr. Dominique Ullmann, France, and Ms. Sherry Rhodes, United States of America. The vote is open. $71, $78, $89. Does anybody has an issue? Dean, can I ask you to stop taking pictures? You're taking pictures of the non-voting delegates, so that's okay. But not on the voting delegates, thank you. 81. So I'm going to declare the vote closed. Close the vote, please. And show the results. So are elected for 4 years Dominique Ullmann, Nancy Littke, Sherry Rhodes. Are elected for 2 years Carol Hicks and Pippa Britton. Congratulations to all 5 of you. Okay, we go to the next one. Target committee, going to be sounding like repetitive, but 5 positions, 3 elected for 4 years, 2 elected for 2 years. Alphabetical order, Ms. Un Kyung Lee, Korea, Mr. Olivier Grilla, France, Mr. Andreas Lawrence, Germany, Ms. Q Jinan, China, and Mr. Alan Wills, Canada. The vote is open. At 75. Anybody has any issue? 78. 79. Okay, anyone has an issue? I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed. And the results on the screen, please. So, this is a different situation. We have 3 people elected for 4 years. Mr. Al Wills, Ms. Un Kyung Lee, and Mr. Andreas Lawrence. The 2 other candidates did not reach the majority, so we have to do a second vote. If the candidates on the second vote will not reach the majority, the positions will remain vacant until next Congress. Is that clear to everyone? Okay? So, we're going to have a second vote with Olivier Grillat from France and Ms. Q Jinan from China. They have to reach the majority, which is 42 votes, and then they will be elected for 2 years. Okay? The vote is on the screen. Open the vote. We had 78. Anyone has an issue? Doesn't seem to be the case. Of course, it's your right not to vote as well. Okay, I'm going to close the vote. The vote is closed. Results on the screen, please. So, Olivier Rida and Ms. Q Jinan are elected for 2 years. Congratulations. Okay, then the next committee. Technical committee. You seem to have a different order on my script than on the screens, but it's the same anyway. So we have 5 candidates. Mr. Chu Ping-kung, Peter Chu from Chinese Taipei, Mr. Kurt Nunlist from Switzerland, Mr. Don Rapska from the United States of America, Mr. Jonathan Chales of Great Britain, and Ms. Susan Womersley of Australia. Open the vote, please. There's 72, 73, 74, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. Anyone has an issue? Doesn't seem to be the case. So we close the vote. And can we have the results on the screen, please? We have all 5 elected, Mr. Don Rapska, Kurt Nunlist, and Jonathan Chales for 4 years, and Ms. Susan Womersley and Peter Chu from Chinese Taipei for 2 years. Congratulations. Okay, now the next one, I think final one. Okay, so for Constitution and Rules Committee, it's a committee that is not up for election in normal circumstances this year, but we had one person that wanted to I would say, withdraw for health reasons, and one person that was inactive. So we have 2 positions open there. We will add 2 additional positions based on the decision yesterday on the staggered election. But that's the second step. This is for the 2 that will be elected. They will also be elected for 2 years, because the Constitution and Rules Committee election will take place in the next Congress. So it is not for 4 years, it's for 2 years. So we have 2 people that are running. Mr. Derek Lovell, that was already acting to replace the vacant position from Great Britain, and Ms. Edith Stalter from France. So there is 2 positions available for a 2-year term, and they have to have the majority, of course. So the vote is open.
Let's please be tense.
73.
You will complete this before coffee break. Okay. Very briefly.
79. Does anybody have an issue with the voting? Doesn't seem to be the case. Yes, Bahamas? Be okay? Okay. Good. And we're at 81. Okay. I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed. And Ms. Edith Stalter from France and Mr. Derek Lovell are elected for 2 years. Congratulations. I would like take this occasion to thank our voting team. We had some challenges. It seems that one of the issues was the router that was a little bit with mud from Rosario. We had the storm in Rosario, and it seems that the router has suffered from that. But in the end, it has worked very well, and I thank Matteo and his entire team for the excellent work and hard work all the time at our events, making sure it works.
And please, let's congratulate them. Because they had really very big difficulties, especially during the youth archery championships in Rosario, and also here. Really, they deserve congratulations. Thank you very much again.
Now, Mr. President, I ask you to propose the members of the Finance and Audit Board.
Yes, please.
So the President proposes that we keep the same Finance and Audit Board. So the 3 members, well, the chair. And by the way, I'm very happy that he arrived. Bob Smith, please stand up. He had a longer trip from the US to here than for the Asian delegates or the Oceania delegates. It took him 2.5 days to get here. So if you still have a question you want to ask him on any financial matters, he's more than ready during the coffee breaks, the lunch, and the rest of the Congress to answer them to you. But he made it.
And other members.
And the other members are Rolf Lind and Hilda Gibson. So can we have an approval of that proposal from the President by a raise of hands? All those in favor? Okay. Anyone against? Any abstentions? No. And congratulations, and I look forward, and Caroline, I'm sure as well, to work again with Hilda, Rolf, and Bob for the next 4 years. Okay, just before we go on the coffee break, I'll do a few Other items that will be very short. The first one is report on cooperation with the Commonwealth Games Federation. There was a meeting that was held yesterday of the countries concerned. The situation is quite clear, is that there is no archery in Gold Coast next year. We have still a possibility that we will be on the Commonwealth Games in the next edition. The situation is quite complicated because it was allocated to Durban. Durban couldn't do it, and they opened a recandidature process. We had the impression from the outside that it was all going to be finalized last week, but it seems that the Commonwealth Games Federation wants to see if they can have another candidate in a second attempt, but if not, the city that is candidate is Birmingham. I was in Birmingham, we had discussions with Birmingham, and there is a chance archery will be on, but it remains a decision of the CGF, especially in terms of athletes' quotas. So that's for the cooperation with the Commonwealth Games. Presentation on cooperation with the International Field Archery Association. I think the relations are still going quite well. We have from time to time contact with the president of IFAA. I was at one of their events last year, and we continue to cooperate together. We also, in the governance questionnaire, did a check on who is member of both, so that will also give us more information, and we look forward to working with them in the future. They might have a change of president in the next 4 years, because he's not, unfortunately not getting younger. So we will have to see what happens when they change president, but the relations are very good and there's no reason why it should change. Presentation on cooperation with FISU, with University Sports Federation. We had a very successful Universiade in Chinese Taipei, and we are, as of now, a compulsory, a mandatory sport. The next games, and Juan Carlos shoot me if I'm wrong, but they're in Italy in 2 years' time, correct? Okay. So we will have, sure, an excellent event in Italy. Presentation on cooperation with the Global Sports Foundation. We are very happy with the cooperation with them. They are supporting projects. They have been supporting for 3 years the youth development project we had in the Americas, which was very successful. It was very appreciated by our American member associations. Now the shift has been put on Africa and on Oceania. Oceania is still work in progress because we have to get funding also from ONOC, but we hope that they continue to support activities. We are also happy to report that GSD immediately supported the Arrows for Hope project that our president of the organizing committee mentioned, where we are supporting the city of Mexico with reconstruction, and they also immediately donated $5,000 to that project. So GSD is helping us a lot. We are seeing also if they can be involved in some way in the center in the future, but we thank them very much for their excellent cooperation over now, I think, already 8 or 9 years. Presentation on cooperation with Archery Trade Association. Well, I can tell you that that is also going excellent. The Archery Trade Association has financed a lot of videos that you can see on our website, on the YouTube channel, on explanatory videos. What is a compound bow? What is a recurve bow? How do we shoot matches? What is a clicker? What is an arrow rest? There's all kinds of explanatory videos, how to shoot a recurve bow, how to shoot a compound bow, that have been financed by Archery Trade Association under the label Archery 360, and that are available on YouTube. If any of the member associations would like to make at a certain moment national versions of it, I'm sure that with Chris Wells we can look into it and seeing how we can make them available. We try to make them with as much graphics as possible and as least speaking as possible. So they should be usable also for people that don't have English as their first language. And we thank ATA for financing this project. We have other videos that have been made this year, but unfortunately, and I give too much work to Chris Wells, so we couldn't finalize it yet, but it's going to happen in the remainder months of the year. So the Archery Trade Association is a real and true partner of World Archery. We work with them. We're also looking at working with them on a project to assist the manufacturers to fight counterfeiting products, because yes, archery becoming more popular has also opened illegal manufacturing practices as such, and I've seen some of the counterfeiting products. You can't imagine how close they are to the real thing. So this is something, together with ATA, we will help the industry to fight against this. We will have a new chairman of the Archery Trade Association. Actually, he's been nominated. He's not yet in function as far as I know. It's in the coming weeks. Monday, okay, on Monday he will be starting his job, and we look forward to working with him. He is an archer, of course, he has done, and we look forward to working with him and his team in the future. If you need assistance on contacting them, the best way is to contact me or Chris Wells, and we'll see what we can do to help you. These were the reports on cooperation. We have other people we work with, but they were part of my report as such. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. My friends, now we have a coffee break for half an hour. Thank you very much for the first session. And add questions, and we can start that.